There is lifting up. When I cast down, I say there is lifting up. Good morning, family. How are you all doing? Oh, do you hear that, or is it just me? When men are cast down, what do we say? There is lifting up, because what? We are God's babies, yeah. We are God's babies. And our God is a lifter of men. He is a lifter of man. So, good morning once again, and welcome to day 3. Yes, we are still going. We are on day 3 today of our 40-day fast. And today is about self control, discipline of the flesh. You know, we are inviting the presence of God into our lives so that this flesh may submit like it ought to. You know, when we go to the book of First Corinthians 9, we meet Apostle Paul, and he's talking about how the flesh ought to be a slave to us, not the other way around. But you know, the reality of most of us, our situations, experiences, is around how the flesh has sort of like led us, not the other way around. And that has to change, because you know what? 2023 is the year of heaven on earth. And if heaven is going to manifest in my life, I need to be in the right posture. I need to be in a position that inspires the manifestation of heaven in my life. And that starts from, making sure that the entity that is supposed to be in control is in control, not the other way around. So, in the book of Galatians, Apostle Paul introduces us to the concept of self control. And he says that self control is a fruit of the Spirit. And, I'm sure you're just like, fruit of the Spirit? What is that? Oh, so according to Apostle Paul, the fruit of the Spirit is a character. It is the character of a believer, someone who is in Christ, walking by the Spirit. And Jesus talks about this as well in the book of John. So if we go to the book of John in chapter 15, we meet Jesus, and he's talking about, how we ought to abide in him, and you abide in us by making us fruitful. So you realize that the only way that we can practice self-control, that we can practice discipline of the flesh, is by actually inviting Christ into our lives, submitting to the will of God for our lives. And that is the only way that we ought to be fruitful. Because, if you keep going with John 15, you get to a point where Christ says, I called you. And there is no way that you would call someone unless you need them to do something. You need them to show up a certain way. So your flesh has got to submit so that you can do what Christ called you to do. And that is just what I'm working on today. And I'm believing that God is going to meet me at the altar, and we are going to, deal with this for once and for all. And when it's all been said and done, I'm just going to be the Shelley that God called me to be. Of course, it's a journey, but we are on it. All right, guys.